This video and its contents are for adult collectors. Legacy Hotshot is a extremely faithful update to his Cybertron version. This is a super sleek, if not a little bit more squat, sports car than we are used to from Cybertron Hotshot. He does have some pretty goofy details, like the head peeking through the windshield, but you can turn that around and mitigate that. There's also incredible details, like his blaster having his molded trigger and the molded missile. He does feature his cyber key, of course, which I chromed, as well as the included gimmick, now just hand activated. The wheels here are pinned and plugged, so that way they don't have the ugly standout look to them. They roll extremely nicely too, making this guy a joy to glide across your table. I really like this mold. It's a new, fresh mold, which I wasn't expecting for Cybertron Hotshot. I was totally expecting like a hot rod retool, but this is absolutely fantastic at the deluxe scale. Everything here is covered in gorgeous metallic paint or metallic fleck, and I really like how he came out. Having just handled the original version, this is a spectacular update and makes me rethink some of my thoughts on that original one. For comparison, here he is with RID Prowl, Legacy Burnout, Legacy Goldbug, and of course Machine Wars Hoist. Now, I grew up on Transformer Cybertron. I remember watching it on the early morning weekdays, seeing it come on, and the transformation sequence for this is almost one-to-one the one in the show. I'm just going to fold in the spoiler wings, and from there we want to pop out the arms here, fold those out, bring this up, come down here and kind of pop this up and over. From there we can split the legs, fold open these panels on either side, accordion down the legs and close them back up, bring the foot down and flip out the toe. Same thing on the other side, bring it down, flip out the toe, rotate the backpack 180 and fold out this flap, split the arms right here and bring them down, flip out the head. And now there's a little notch right there. There's like two little tabs right there. You can kind of see them. And then there's some hooks right there. And you just want to bring this in and hook that down and around. Push the head to sit it back. I like pushing this forward or back. And then since he has a cyber key in, I guess we'll bring out the spoiler wings. And from there, give him his blaster. And there we have Cybertron Hotshot in his robot mode. Robot mode on Legacy Hotshot is just fantastic. The colors here absolutely sing, and he's not only accurate to the TV show, but also that original toy, everything culminating in this great figure. The head sculpt here is shaded and colored like the CGI model, which is incredible. Look at those crazy metallic blue eyes, just absolutely popping here. The door panels on his arms do come off, which is a little bit strange, but I find it's really good for getting the wrist swivels moving in an action. And this guy can pose like no tomorrow either. All the joints on this guy are super solid, but he does have an issue where the shoulder can't go out all the way without clanking himself in the head. And I have the same issue that toy guy had, which is where the toe on the right side keeps popping up. It just doesn't want to lock in, and I feel like if they had flipped it the other way, it would have worked better. That said, he still is a fun figure to pose around and looks super dynamic and very anime. Like, he's still good overall. He just like has this like real svelte look to him and is very heroic and dynamic. A lot like the other Cybertron cast members in Legacy. For size comparison, of course, we're going to show this guy off next to the other Legacy Cybertron guys, that being Starscream, Vector Prime, Cannonball here. Here's Override, the original Cybertron Cannonball, and of course, Machine Wars Hoist. We are dealing with a tall deluxe here. This guy is a tall guy, and I think he feels so good in the hands because of that. He has a very different feel to him, and I've talked to a couple other people who said that out of the box, he feels different. I don't know if it's the kind of plastic or just the design language of this, but it's a different thing, and that's not a good thing. It's not a bad thing. It's just different. So let's talk articulation. He has a ball joint at the head, and he even has like a little joint at the base of his neck so it can wiggle. He does get pretty emotive with it, with a nice little waggle there. His shoulders can rotate 180, or they could if the backpack wasn't in the way. And as I mentioned during the robot mode segment, the arms can only go out that far, and that's, you know, unlocking them from their position here and trying to move them out more. It is pretty annoying. I feel like they could have put a hinge here for this grill piece to flip out, so that allowed this to go out more, but is what it is. There are only 2 screws holding this in place, so maybe someone will do an upgrade kit for this. Bicep swivel, bend at the elbow, and then he has wrist joints, but they are a little hard to get to if you have the arm panels on there. For the lower torso, he has a waist swivel. The legs are cut at sort of an angle, but it looks really nice, and they go forward pretty far. They go back, if we get them out the way, then go back that far. This backpack, some people have said, oh, it gets in the way, it gets in the way. Not really. This flap gets out of the way enough, and it doesn't really hinder him nearly as much as some of the other hotshot designs. He has a thigh swivel and a bend at the knee, which is just about 90, maybe slightly more than 90. And he has almost a, oh no, he does. He has a full inversion ankle tilt. He also has toe up, but not toe down. And I think that does lead to that problem where if I stand him up, sometimes he'll lean forward and then take a shelf dive if the toes aren't locked in properly. But overall, very, very cool. He does have a cyber key port, which this is not molded in. You can remove it, and you can put it back in there. It is compatible with all the other cyber keys that are available right now through Legacy. The only thing that was removed from his original toy that is not here, because he does still have his original gimmick in the form of the spoilers, they're just handheld now. The thing does not fire, but if you have a blast effect, which I did up until about 10 seconds ago, found it, it is blast effect compatible, so that is pretty nice. Overall, Legacy Hotshot is a fantastic figure. I think he's a great addition to anyone that's been collecting the other Legacy Cybertron guys, or even the Legacy Unicron trilogy guys. It is the best look for Hotshot in my opinion, and it's a shame that we haven't seen more of this design in the past, as I think it lends itself really well not only to Hotshot, but also to repaint potential. I'd actually gone retool blind when I picked this up, because I was thinking of all the things that this could be, and figured that they had already done them, but no, this is the first outing for this mold, and it's really, really good. Yes, I wish the shoulders were a little better. It is a problem that's also on the original version, and if you have that original version, you're not missing out with this one. This one has just better articulation, and I think it would fit in really well on an original Cybertron shelf. It looks like the original toy. It's about the same size as the original toy, and I have a very strong feeling it would look great with all those OG Cybertron guys, if not a little bit too new. But that said, YouTube thinks you'll like this video over here. Let me know what you think about this in the comments below, and don't forget to check out those support links down in the description. I'll see you in the next one. This has been Bots Obsession. I'd also like to give a shout out to my Patreons, Luke Thompson, Grim Lockdown, and Proton Collectibles. Thank you for supporting the channel.